So this is something a little different today. For those of you that haven't delved right back into my channel, you'll know that, or you won't know that, I started on cars. Pretty much since I had my first car, I was messing around with them, and that was up until, I don't know, 2013, 2014, so a few years ago, where I got rid of my last fully modified car, which I built for track use. So I'm a okay hand, a dab hand at fixing cars, and now the Subaru needs a bit of repair. It's just gone for its MOT, and it turns out it's blown this shock on this side, which I'm kind of grateful for, because I thought there might have been a drive shaft problem. After hitting so many potholes this year, it's been pothole situation, it's just getting worse and worse. But yeah, we've blown a shock on this side. So I'm just getting the car jacked up in the air. We're gonna get everything supported and then start work on switching out this shock. It should be a relatively simple process. There's like 3 bolts on top of the shock absorber holding it to the body. There are 2 holding it to the control arm, and there should be 1 clip holding a brake line on. So it should be a relatively simple process. You can see here like what has blown. The shock up there, sitting right up into the body, that's all just leaked the fluid everywhere. So that was the problem. There was also a lot of dirt in there. So that's going to come out. There should be 2 bolts down here and a clip for this brake line. And right up in the top there should be 2 bolts. And it should be just a case of compressing the spring, undoing the top nut to take off the, what would you call it? The top section. And then, yeah, feed everything else off, feed the new shock on and re-bolt it all together. Touch wood. So I'm just going to get the car supported. Something a bit different. I did ask on Facebook first if people want to see this, and I got a pretty much 100% yes. So here we go, we're doing it, and we'll see how it goes. Before I decided to start everything, I thought I'd clear out the arch of all the dirt, and well, a small garden came out, but it's all properly supported now. I left my extra stands at home, but I've got plenty of wood here, so it's on the jack, it's supported either side of the jack, and it's also supported underneath there. So it's at like 4 different points, so it's going to be safe. So make sure your car is safe if you jack it up. And now would be actually a good time to underseal it all. If you just get the wire brush like I've been doing and clean it all out, you could underseal your car. But again, I've left my underseal at home, because then I'd be able to get around the back of the shock and do it all properly. Okay, the first 2 bolts just to loosen, not fully take out, are here. So 1 and 2, and there should be a nut on the other side. So I'm going to loosen those off. On the back side, just here, there's going to be a little clip which the brake line is held onto, so we've got to make sure that is taken off before, otherwise when we drop it out it's going to pull off the brake line. So yeah, got to do those, and then we'll go up top and loosen up the top ones completely, so then we can take these out at the bottom and pull the whole thing out. Wow, that's tight. Ooh, that is on there tight, man. Oh, wow, that's tight. I can lift the whole freaking shock up. Okay, that was a fight. That was a fight. You saw me use this impact gun, impact driver, 19mm socket. It's a 1/2 inch drive, Metabo gun. Wouldn't even touch it. Tried breaker bar. I could move it slightly, but I was mainly lifting the shock. So I broke out the big boy, the Milwaukee 5 amp hour 3/4 inch drive, and yeah, that shook it off on high power. So I've got one out, one still in there, and the clip at the back is out, so the brake line can be just pulled out the way. So it's time to get the top ones out, and then we can carry on. Okay, inside, take the parcel shelf kind of thing out. Inside we've got to undo 3 bolts, 3 nuts even, and they're under here. So you take that off, and there's 3 nuts underneath there, 1, 2 and 3 in this corner. Can I take that out? Come on, just rip that off, there we go. So I've got to get those, let's just push that seat forward. Okay, what size are those? They're either going to be a 12 or a 14, I reckon. 12, there we go. Cover your ears. Now the shock is going to want to drop after this one. There we go, it's already lowered slightly, but because the bolt is on the bottom, it's fine. So we've got this top plate, and then we can go back down and pull it out. So in theory I should be able to take that bolt out, still got a load of, there you go, all the threads are rusted, hence why it wasn't coming off. So if I somehow support this, bolts out, shocks out, just there's an ABS line underneath that you've got to be careful of. There we go, out. Oh. I have not pissed myself. That is all the fluid that just came out the shock after I pulled it out. It just freaking went all over me. Okay, so now the shock's out, we've got to try and take it apart. That's the new one, that's the old one. They look pretty much the same. So what we're going to have to do is take this top cap off. So it would be the metal doohickey at the top. It'll have this rubber base around it, it'll have the spring. We've got to change over the plastic sleeve, and it will have a rubber sort of mating surface at the bottom as well, and then we can just bin this shock because it's just pissed all over me. So if you were to just undo the nut that's at the top here, yeah, if you just undo that, the thing's just going to go zing and fire out. So your best bet is to get some of these spring compressors and use these to obviously compress the spring. And then with the spring compressed, it will just be a bit looser and you can use it to, come on, come on, come on, come on. So you got a pair of these spring compressors to go on each side. Oh wait, we've got I forgot about that. It's got a square adapter in the end. So we've got the mounting point at the bottom on this side, where there's one pin here and one pin here. So I think that should be pretty crucial to the end goal. I'll join you in a second when I've done this. Okay, this should be good to take apart now, because the spring is loose around the seat. So, got a 17 on top. Okay, so it looks like we're going to use a special tool because there's an Allen key slot in the top. So, I think what we're going to have to do is try and bodge this. I'm going to use an Allen key through the middle and some vice grips, mole grips around the top. Let's try it. One Allen key in the middle, one set of mole grips, which did work and then started sliding. Okay, so what I've done now is, because it was too difficult to try and actually get a grip on that, I mean I could have just ground the socket down to make some flats on it. I've just clamped the mole grips on the centre shaft, seeing as this shock is trashed, and it actually worked. It held the shaft, stopped it rotating, allowed me to undo the nut. Top nut, this whole unit will slide off like so. The bump stop is yeah, that's kind of worn. I don't have a new one, so we can unclamp that. Slide that out. I've got to slide the old bump stop off somehow. There we go. And last thing is this collar here. We've got to take this off because we've got to switch it over. And we can do it with one and get rid of the old shock. New shock is going to need this on. Now that went on. Luckily it's got pins to show you where it goes. So it goes in there. 1 pin, 2 pin, 3 pin at the back, and that will go on. Now I'm going to put the bump stop back on, which is kind of screwed. I know, going to get disliked for this. Spring goes in a specific place like that. You'll be able to mate it up with the old marks on there. going to go over the top. And again, that will fall into the old marks. Should be about there. And we can put the top nut back on. It's actually got a new one. Let's go and get the new one. That seems to be all the way down now. Just double check everything is in the right places, and then you can release the beast, release the spring. Et voila! Yeah, looks good. Okay, I managed to take the bottom bolt out, lift it up, and then kind of get it wedged into a place where I could get it in. So that's in there. And now I've got to try and get that end in, but first I'm going to do all the bolts in the top. Actually, I'm going to try and get one bolt in there. Let's see. By the way, I've only ever done this once before. I put a bit of copper slip all over the bolt. But yeah, I've only ever changed springs once before, and that was on my Corolla. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we've got one bolt in, all copper slipped up. Oops, sorry, just knocked you. There we go. Woo! Okay, so we've got two bottom bolts in. Let's get the nuts. Okay, they're all done up. Got the brake line that's got to sit. Oh, which side did it sit in now? Sits in there. And then that holds it in. Okay, so just go check the torques on these two. Those two. Check the torques on those. I'm going to put the top ones on. We're going to check the torques on those, and then we're going to get a special tool to hold the centre of the shock and do the top mount up when it's on the ground. Yeah, and then we're done. We're pretty much done. So new shock, all good to go. Made by Saks, so bicycle connection there. I'm not going to put the top plate on. I'm not going to put the top plate back on just yet. I can do that when it's on the ground, and once I've checked all the torque values. Because when it's on the ground, it will push it back into completely where it's meant to be sitting. Okay. Okay, so there we go. I mean, I just need to talk everything up like I said. But that was a little insight into my car dealings. The torque values I need to look up actually, because I don't know them off the top of my head, and I haven't got a Haynes manual for this car. But it wasn't too hard to do. It's taken me time to get here. Got here about 12:15, so it's probably taken me an hour and a half to do by myself. Just taking it slowly and filming sort of at the same time. So it's not too hard of a job. It's 2 bolts, 1 bolt, 3 bolts, so 6 bolts in total. 2 spring compressors to do it. We had 19mm bolts on the bottom, 12mm bolts on the top, 17mm in the centre, which you're going to need a special tool for. So it's relatively easy if you want to do yourself. Just make sure you get a spare bump stock if you do, because that will save a bit of hassle. Yeah, and there we go. No problem at all. So that should pass an MOT now. It was something different. I thought I'd just show you, and seeing as the peeps over on Facebook wanted to see it, I obliged and filmed it. It's not going to be like a regular thing. I do need to fix the Corolla. That needs to be done and working again, and I would like to get back on track with that. But this was just like a one-off for now. I don't think it's going to become a regular occurrence. Hope you've enjoyed this little video. Leave a thumbs up if you did, leave a comment if you did, thumbs down if you didn't enjoy it, and leave a comment why. Like, maybe you've seen something that I've missed, so I can correct it. It happens. So yeah, this isn't going to be a regular occurrence. Probably one-off, maybe a couple more if I have anything to do. So back to the bicycle builds now, and I'll catch you in the next video.